Alright, what is going on YouTube? And we got a new series alert. Today we are bringing you the first episode of Tidbits with Templephorming. The name is a work in progress. I don't know if that's the one we're going to go with so far. But basically, I want to make you guys brief, actionable ways to meaningfully improve your health. Whether it's in a fitness or like just overall health domain. I want to give you guys something that is more detailed and you can walk away with more than a short form like video that you're just scrolling, the rapid fire rate at which you go through short form media. But also it doesn't take as much time out of your day as long form content. And so the first episode, we're going to get into pollution, more specifically pollution within the home. We know that the outdoors have been ravaged by chemical waste from wars, from industrial factories pumping out chemicals, from gasoline in cars, diesel and stuff. I mean, the world basically runs on oil being burned and polluting the air. And even just the tires on your car, when they're sped up at rapid speeds on the interstate, they give off little particles that you then breathe in, and they last pretty much forever within your body and ravage your DNA. And this is not to scare you. I want everybody watching this series to know that this series is not to weaponize fear-mongering in the health domain, but to actually give you guys meaningful takeaways and ways that you can improve your health immediately and in long term. And something you'll understand in the future is that this also affects your children that you have not yet had's health as well. Because many ailments can be spread on through DNA, even ailments that are brought about by your environment. But anyway, this is a topic I haven't seen even Andrew Huberman talk too much about, but we're going to get into pollution within the homes because studies have proven that the inside of your house can be 2 to 3 times as polluted and diminished in air quality than the outdoors. Obviously that depends on where you live, because if your AQI outdoor on average is like 30, then 2 to 3 times worse would be 60 or 90 AQI indoors. Whereas if you live in a place where your air quality outdoors is 100, I don't think that means your air quality indoors is going to be 200 to 300, which is bad. You want lower numbers in your AQI reading. But we're not here to talk about the AQI reading. Basically, why that is outdoors, yes, we have extremely harmful chemicals being pumped into our air that we breathe, but it's also escaping. There's a lot of room outside. It's going into the ozone, which also is arguably not the best at all, but at the very least, it's not cluttering around our faces. Inside, in winter or in summer, since people like to control the temperature of their indoors in first world countries, you basically have all of that pollution from synthetic materials in your carpets and clothes that, leash off of those, detergents, and especially cheap detergents and cheap household cleaners, but really any powerful household cleaners. When you start the car up in the garage and let your car run for a little bit, even if you have the garage door open, while that gasoline is coming out under the roof of your garage, and then you leave and then close the garage, some of those fumes escape out of the garage, but also within your own home. You got fragrances that have forever chemicals on it. And everything we put on ourselves is scented. Scented hand soap, scented body wash, scented shampoo and conditioner that smells like Oreo cookies and gingerbread houses and crap. But all of those are not derived from a natural positive thing for your body. They're made in a factory. There's a chemical process that delivered that product to you. And that's gonna cause some damage. And I don't want to scare anybody, and I know it sucks to hear these things, but the reason I'm making this series is God says his children perish for lack of knowledge. He says that in the book of Hosea, I believe. But what I'm trying to say is, the more you know. This is a war on information. In a first world country, you're basically making a deal that you're going to trade your long-term health in the last 5 years of your life, whenever those come about due to whatever ailment, whether it's cancer, different autoimmune things, like you name it. However your demise comes about, you're going to trade, like in that instance, when your body is failing you, you're gonna forget all about the comforts you had. You're gonna forget about how good ramen noodles tasted. You're gonna forget about how good you smelled for like a minute and a half before your nostrils adjusted to the scent and you couldn't smell anymore. Everybody around you could smell you, but you can't you can't smell your Vanilla Bomb Axe body spray anymore. But everybody else kind of can, until they eventually get used. I'm getting sidetracked here, but you're not going to remember any of those like nice comforts when your body's failing you in the end, but you're making that trade-off that your life leading up to when you meet your demise is super comfortable, and you got all this nice fast food, readily available, tastes really great, doesn't take that long to make or to buy. But basically, you're just trading the long term for momentary convenience. That's basically what it comes down to. Convenience and comfort, the big C's. And you're making that deal without even knowing it. So I'm just trying to make you know. I'm trying to let you know so you have some actionable steps to improve everything. So indoors, you have all these harmful chemicals, you're breathing them in, because in the summer, you don't want to let the cold air out. In the winter, you don't want to let the warm air out. So windows typically stay closed in the homes. But I'm here to tell you that you don't even have to leave them open all day. Ideally, in a perfect world, you would leave your windows open all day. And if you're worried about letting pollution in, you can put little fans in your windows. Make sure the air is blowing out the window in the fan. That's what I do. And not everybody has a fan for every room. I don't even have a fan for every room, but just do them in the rooms that you do have fans placed to, white noise at night. Just put the fan in the window, blow the air out. But what I'm trying to say is you don't have to have your windows open even all day long. You can just open them for like 4 to 6 minutes, as many windows in your house as possible. Blow the air, let the chemicals escape your house so that you're not constantly breathing them in, so they're not trapped, so that they can escape. As many as possible. And you can do that if you have free time in the morning while you're making breakfast, if you have free time in the evening while you're making dinner. And if you're cooking onions, you can let the scent escape out the windows. It's just a win-win. Your temperature will spike, whether it's higher or lower, drastically while you're letting this air out, but it'll adjust pretty quickly after you close your windows. Like, it won't have a very drastic long-term spike in your heating or cooling bill, because it's only for 4 to 6 minutes. Just every single window, or as many windows as you can, every single day. It doesn't really matter how hot or cold it is, because for 4 to 6 minutes you'll adjust. And if you don't mind a hotter or colder home, leave your windows open for longer, I would suggest. But you can also, and I'm going to go into some more unconventional ways now, you can get a air purifier, which might run you some bucks, but that'll help you with the air quality indoors. And that's probably what I'll try to do eventually, and I'll report to you guys the results. But then you have the obvious: become Amish or move to a cabin in the woods. And then once you have that cabin, don't do like carpets or anything. Make it out of wood. Don't use scented items. Don't use laundry detergents. Wash your clothes in the basin with like the washboard or whatever. But basically live an ancient lifestyle before carcinogens existed. So pollution's bad. Your house can be 2 to 3 times as polluted as the outdoors. So combat that by opening the windows. Put a fan in your window to blow the toxic air out. 4 to 6 minutes every single day, maybe longer if you can stand it. Your heating and cooling bill won't take too much of a hit from this. And even if it does, it's worth the hit your bank account is going to take when you have cancer and such, or when you just have to get medication because you can't breathe. Just to take care of your body, just to do damage control, is going to be a lot worse than heating and cooling. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for golden tidbits like this in the future. I receive this information, so freely I would like to give it back to you and distribute it in meaningful ways. And yeah, I love you guys. God bless y'all. Peace out, and I will see y'all next time.